Folks, Denethor here, and I wanted to do just a really quick video to go over some of the basics of weak auras and how to set up your first few initial weak auras, and if you're not familiar with how to do that. Okay. So this obviously is going to assume that you already have the weak auras add-on installed. If you don't, that might have to be a separate video, but it's very important that in order to use weak auras that you have weak auras installed. So there you go. All right. So we're going to get into weak auras by pressing /WA to bring up the weak auras. These are all my weak auras here. Some of them are good. Some of them are terrible. We're going to create a really... we're going to do two weak auras here. We're going to do a simple one, and then we'll do a little bit more advanced one. So this simple weak aura, it shows you how to make one. And so if I click pre-made here, let's say I want an icon to show up. And I want it to be a big icon. There we go. All right. And this is going to be a cooldown. So we're going to make a weak aura that is going to show us Mortal Strike is available to use. So we'll go cooldown. And we're going to, here's our list of all of our warrior abilities. We're going to scroll down and we get to Mortal Strike here. Click that, and then it's going to give us a list of options. So do we want it to just show it when it's on cooldown? Do we want to show it when it's ready? Track the cooldown. These are all the different choices here. We're going to show this, have this be really simple. So we'll show when it's ready. So we click that. We'll Mortal Strike. Ready. And you hit enter. Now it's ready to go. This will work. So if I were to go fight somebody right now, this icon would work. But there's a lot more you can do with weak auras, obviously. That guy's not gonna. Here we go. Let's kill some yearlings here. All right, so we're gonna attack these guys. Oh, now it lit up. So use it. Now it's gone. It's on cooldown. So I'm going to wait. And then, boop, there it is again. Okay, that's it. Simple as that. You want to make something a little bit more advanced than that, what you could do is you can go to New Aura, and instead of doing the pre-made auras, you can do a advanced aura. So in this case, we'll still do an icon. Or this time we're going to call it Mortal Strike. And we'll call it Tracker. And so first thing you'll notice is that it doesn't give you the Mortal Strike icon because it doesn't know they typoed Mortal Strike. It doesn't know what we're doing. It says, hey, I have no clue what's going on here. So first things first, we want this icon to keep track of Mortal Strike. So let's move this out of the way. So here's the other one we built. We'll move that one over there. Okay. So this is our new Mortal Strike icon, and we're going to go over here to trigger this tab, and then we have trigger 1. That's our main trigger. So we're going to choose this drop down box. Instead of aura, we want it to be spell. And then for spell, we're going to show action usable. And then in this spell box, we're going to type in Mortal Strike. And then say OK. Boop, there's our icon now. OK, but that's not all. So we can go back to display. And let's say it's over here. And you go, well, I mean, that's fine. You can put it wherever you want. It's actually showing you here what your positioning is. So if you come down here, your X and your Y, this is 0 and this is 150. So if we go, okay, this one's at 0, so it's straight in the middle. And then 150, which means it's raised up from the center a little bit. So if we want this at 0, 0, it's going to be right there. Well, that covers over in the middle of my character, so maybe I want it at minus 150. That looks good. I like that. I also, personally, I always hate the Blizzard icons, these the little borders that it puts on them. So what I like to do is I like to go over here. We're in the display tab. So we go to extra options, and then I go to zoom, In the zoom, I type 30%. Right there. Hit enter, and boop, got rid of the border. So now when I have things like a glow effect or whatever, it will go right up to the edge. All right. Next is the swipe. And the swipe, it actually shows you the cooldown. So you can see here, that's kind of the idea. It shows you the little cooldown that comes across if we attack Mr. Snake here. You can see that it's this cooldown right here that goes all the way around. I don't really care about that. I just want it to pop up when Mortal Strike is ready. So we're going to uncheck all of these, get rid of Enable Swipe. And then finally, we have our glow. And for Mortal Strike, since it's such a big move for a arms warrior, I want it to glow when it pops up. There's my glow. And you have several different choices. You can have that one. It depends. And you can play with these too. You can say, hey, I want it to go slowly or fast or whatever. It doesn't matter. You can play around with it. You can say, I don't like that color. I want it to be blue, or I want it to be. And you can type in the hex code of a color if you're like, hey, I really love 336699. There you go. There's your blue-gray color. All right. Now, we've got Mortal Strike on here, and that's great. But what about Overpower? Okay. So we'll do the same thing, except I'll show you a little trick here. I can go to this Mortal Strike tracker here. I can right click on it, and I can go duplicate. Now there's two of them. So I'm going to rename this to Overpower Tracker. And then I'll go into the trigger tab up top here, and I'll change this from the Mortal Strike spell ID to Overpower. Okay, now this is Overpower. Now they're right on top of each other, and so what I'll do is I will go back up to the X and Y offset. And so with Mortal Strike, let's make that minus 50. We want that to show up there. And with Overpower, we'll go plus 50, or just 50. So they'll show up right next to each other. So now, when my attacks pop up, it'll show up on my screen like that. So here we go here. Let's run in here. Overpower. Oh, there's Mortal Strike. Okay. Oh, Mortal Strike again. Okay. And so on and so forth. Oh, there's Overpower. And so that's how you can use weak auras to help you when you're learning a rotation, or you're just not familiar with the cooldown. Say you're learning a new class. It's a really good way to do that. It's really easy to become overly reliant on a weak aura, though, and then you end up your eyes look here instead of here where the action might be. So that's okay. Let's do one more test here. We've got our Overpower. We've got our Mortal Strike. And then it will come back as the cooldowns come off. Mortal Strike again. And there you go. And that's that. So, one other thing that I wanted to show here with this, and like I said, this is just a really quick, easy video to show the basics of weak auras. Let's say I go, you know what? I don't want to have to look at this little Mortal Strike icon. I want to have a noise that plays so that I can hear it. So you can go to the Actions tab, and then you can check Play Sound, and then come to this drop-down box and choose a sound, and it'll sample the sounds for you. So you can whatever.
Bam!
That's a good one. We'll have Emerald. So over here.
Bam!
And as soon as Mortal Strike comes up,
Bam!
there we go. So just gives you a really quick basic intro to weak auras, and yeah, you can play around with a lot of these different options. You can customize them. You can do all sorts of things with this, and I'll do some more videos later to show some more advanced weak auras. But this is just the beginner intro guide to weak auras and how they work. And so if you've always heard somebody say, well, you should get a weak aura to help you learn a new class, that's what they're talking about. Have these little things pop up, and there you go. All right. That'll do it for here. I'm going to go play some more Mop Remix.